Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. That is right, I am officially back. It has been like 8 days since I've made a video because if you didn't know and you haven't seen my community posts, I've been on holiday in sunny Spain, and then I returned back to the UK to alright weather, I guess. It's been like 16, 17 degrees, but it's also been raining and windy, so you know, nothing has really changed since I've been gone. But yes, thank you for all asking, because I know in the comments you'll be asking right now. The holiday was amazing. Alright, we got there, it was like 28 degrees, 30, between 28 and like 32, I think, degrees throughout the week. It was absolutely insane. I'm not used to that heat. I know some people would be like, it's kind of normal kind of heat where I'm from. Not here, it ain't. No, but if you live in the UK, you know we get shit weather 90% of the time. So it was like hell living, living there, staying there for a week. But I loved every second of it. And then, of course, the big thing that happened, I kept it a secret from you guys. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But I asked my girlfriend to marry me. I know, right? How romantic am I? I took her on a date to this place called Indian Fusion, which by the way was incredible, the food there. Oh, I thought the portion sizes were a bit small, but it got me to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm happily full. Normally I like to be at the point of breaking, where I'm like, I can't move up this, I can't move up the settee, I'll die. But yeah, it got me like nicely full, but the food, like, taste absolutely incredible. I got a fowl. I know you guys probably don't even care about this part, but I got a fowl, which is supposed to be like the hottest curry in the world. But it was hot, it was like spicy, but it wasn't too bad, thank God, because I didn't really want to be, you know, liquid ass when I'm when I'm proposing. So yeah, that was nice. And then after the date, she was like, oh yeah, should we go back to the hotel and, you know, we'll go get, because it was all inclusive, so it was like, we can get as many drinks as we want and as much food as we want. So we'll go back, we'll have a couple of drinks, watch the entertainment, go to bed. I was like, yeah, I was like, do you know, I want to go for a walk? We'll go for a little walk along the beach or something, you know, it'll be nice. I'm sure should we do that? She was like, you know, legs kind of aching or whatever. I was like, no, let's go for a walk. I gotta walk off this food. And she was like, all right, cool, let's go for a walk. So yeah, walking along the beach, and then saw a couple having sex. That was fun. Walking along, and yeah, they were just there. Guy was just, you know, pants down. She had a top off, and I was just like, yeah, okay, cool. Continue. We'll just wander past you. But it was on like the very edge of the beach. You think if you were going to do it in like the middle of the beach, where hopefully people aren't wandering around and just coming onto the beach. But hey ho, all the more power to them. And yeah, got the middle of the beach, and then eventually, you know, did the most romantic thing of, you know, getting down on one knee, asking her. She almost had a freaking panic attack, but it was the ring that she wanted. So happy days, happy days. And also, yes, she said yes, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, no, she said yes. I didn't tell a story and just be like, yeah, it was cool. But then, you know, she said no. It made the trip so awkward that I came home early. So that was fun. Could you imagine? But yes, anyways, that's all done. I'm back. I got a semi-decent tan, but I don't really tan very well, so I'll probably look the exact same. My shoulders got super burnt. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, my shoulders, my chest damn near looked like a lobster at one point. But regardless to all that, finally we are back, and I'm sorry it's taken almost a month to get the next episode out, but I've just been super busy, as you can well imagine. But we're back. Exandria Unlimited Calamity Episode 2 Part 2. In the last one, I do remember the big major thing that happened was the whole, I think it was like 8% of the entire magic that they had, like, that they have, the energy source that they have, got sapped away to somewhere, and they don't know where it went, and loads of different crazy things were happening. And we heard the story about the druids and how is it Cath Moira? There's so many different places that I've got to try and remember, but the place that they're living, how that, you know, became a thing, and why they have to come back and give magic to the earth and everything, or Exandria. So we've learned about all of that. I still do remember little bits, but obviously I've had to recap a little bit because, you know, a month is a long time to remember all the information that you get. But don't worry, the episodes will be far more regular. I know some of you guys were a bit upset the fact that I hadn't made one in such a long time, but we're back. We're about to get back into it. Cannot wait. Let's go. All right. Let's go.
Okay, we have to go get more info. I need yarn. Go.
I know.
We have to go find the magisters. I need to know where it's taking my energy.
Your Eminence, it is the eve of the replenishment, and of course we could make it happen. But is there a chance that this can wait? No?
No.
Fantastic. I will make phone calls and connections, and we will make things
The
work
silence
and
says
happen.
everything.
I'd like to get on my sending stone, and put a call in. Well, I feel like we should probably just go find Paisha.
Yeah.
So you two are going to go find Paisha. Who are you leaving here with the astral layrite? Which, again, miraculously works. It worked. You know that the thing you have dreamed of is possible.
I felt the heartbeat of the cosmos.
Yes.
Even better.
Oh, yes.
I was about to give her a call.
I think
Turned off her fucking radio.
I turned off
Turn
the
off the
CB
phone?
radio. You can.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
Send me a text, girl.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you each go to like your ring of masks and play at the same time. I want to go to Xerxes really briefly.
Where is this Xerxes right now?
Flies to, and then we'll
got it as
bring
Griffin,
the party
didn't he?
back together. But Xerxes. You arrive at Excelsior Plaza, where you see the Herald's Tome. It is a revel here. You see that people are partying and laughing, huge major images. You see that there's a bunch of professional bards casting huge illusions and music playing in the square. People are drinking and making merry. Life is good here. And you see that there is the headquarters of the Golden Scythe, the vault and everything else.
So I'm arriving to where?
To where you think Nidus would be. I'll say you just walk in and see Alessander Kairos there, who you recognize as one of Nidus's most trusted. And you see he goes,
"Oh, Sir Ilray, it's a pleasure to see you."
Yes, pleasure. Where's Nidus? I need to speak to him right away.
Oh, he
He left. Good sir.
Oh, he funny story. He
give me an insight check.
Alexander's
see.
persuasion isn't
I
plus
was gonna say.
16.
20.
What if his little light is lit up though?
Yeah, exactly. His little candle.
Yeah, his little head candle.
Look over here.
You watch a man whose whole job is keeping account ledgers feel suddenly very frightened. Not of you doing anything, but you know the look people give when they feel like they're about to be in trouble. Yes. And he goes like,
well, it's very funny. You know the guild.
I completely encroach in his space, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and I give a gentle tap, actually.
Yeah.
And I say, my friend, there's no time for this. It's urgent
I
business.
need to know where
the
he
first
is.
Knight of Avalier is asking you, where's
Oh,
Nidus?
pulling rank on him and everything.
and I'll leave it totally up to you. You can give persuasion or intimidation, and the intimidation would not go wrong. It's not like you're intimidating him like I'm going to hurt you, but there is a pressure from above coming down. For sure. So either one of those.
A godly pressure
I'm
without
not
the use
I'm
of a
not
god.
the kind of person to try to scare somebody. I think it's a persuasion.
Okay, go for it.
29.
Damn.
Oh, is that pretty damn high?
He looks at you. You see, he goes. First night, the Guildmaster Akira is with the Architect Arcane within the Meridian Labyrinth.
How long ago did he leave here?
You see,
Snitches in this city. Can nobody keep a damn secret?
on a 29 persuasion, no.
No,
they
I was
cannot.
gonna say that's.
You see, he says, the Guildmaster is within the Meridian Labyrinth. He has taken a porter there, but the young lady, I believe, has already recused herself to other guild business.
And I leave.
You see, he says, first night, I should warn you of something.
I'm already gone. I'm already jumping back on.
thank
to,
You take up.
Tempest.
Yeah.
I jump back onto Tempest and I go like, I soar up above the city.
Yeah.
to get like a bird's eye view and to try to process some of this stuff that is kind of happening. The stuff with Pervin and trying to find Nidus, and I look down at the festivities and all that chaos that I had just seen on the ground, just to take a moment away from it, and I take a breath. And then I head over there, and as I mutter to myself, I hate this place. And I go to where he told me where Nidus was.
How dare you?
How long have these guys all lived on this place, by the way? It's like, were they all... Because I know, obviously, they've got families on the ground. But were they... I'm going to take that they weren't born on the floating land. I suppose they were born on the ground and then decided to go onto the land and fly around and do all that.
You fly to the Meridian Labyrinth. The Meridian Labyrinth is... I'm going to ask you for an investigation check, if you'd be so kind.
It's called a labyrinth, not a hallway.
I think at this point too, I know that I'm heading into territory that's above. Yeah. A5.
So here's the issue, right? 5 is not great. So legitimately,
5 is not great.
but legitimately, here's the thing: you are able to walk through the Meridian Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Like you do not get lost on a 5. This would probably repel and entrap you, but you wear the emblem of your station. And the truth is, as much as Laren likes to keep secrets, I imagine she also doesn't want the city's biggest warrior to not be able to come protect her very delicate machinery in case shit pops off.
She talks a lot of shit and has given you very detailed maps. Don't come down here. It's dangerous, but also if I'm in trouble, please come help.
So you are joined at the gate that will lead back to Patia's. You find them in a antechamber. I don't think you're near the heart right now. I think you are probably a good pace out from the heart. But Nidus and Laren, question: which of the automata do you bring, if any? Or do you leave them to safeguard or continue working in the heart?
So they don't have any of the big ass automata, right? The ones that he took to the heart, because there was 3 of them, right? I'm pretty sure there was 3. Either he took 3 or there was only 3 there that hadn't been used yet. Took them and then used 2 of them to keep the magic in. I think the 2 of them like fused together, right? Pretty sure that's what happened. I can't remember if there is 3 of them or if he only took 3, but I remember that happening.
I want to leave everything up here.
If Dweomer is capable of...
Yes.
Then of course.
I trust her.
You turn to leave and see the silvery Aormaton nod farewell and look up as these 4 massive steely constructs
Tips his
without
fedora.
any facial movement gaze down at her. She says, "All will be well. My lady, may I offer you my most sincere congratulations on the realization of something that has never been."
Thank you. We'll be back soon.
You walk out and you hear the footsteps, the thudding footsteps of Xerxes in full plate, and you guys arrive at the gate that will lead back to Patia's.
I mean, in all fairness, I know they finally, like, after all this time, managed to discover something that has never been discovered in, it's finally paid off for them. But it still kind of hasn't worked at the same time, right? Because, like, it's sapped, like I said, 8% of the overall energy. Like that, gone. You can't exactly do that. And that was only a small bit, right? So, they kind of still need to work out the kinks, I think, definitely. But I suppose your entire life's work finally being realized in some sort of manner must be a pretty goddamn big deal. I wonder how that feels.
Oh, well.
Hi.
Brother.
Go ahead.
You came to find us.
Thank you.
But
Yes.
I couldn't find you.
Yes.
We need to come together. What's Do I get a sense of any of this?
Yeah, I
Oh,
feel like
it's
it
gonna
can't
absolutely be deceptions and an insight right here. Million percent.
Oh, it's a natural one. That's fine.
Oh,
I'm not even there and I can feel the shit.
that is rough.
An 8 insight check.
Insight.
I'm still clutching Evandrin's locket.
Deception?
Deception.
30.
Oh.
Okay, so on so 8 so on
Yeah, okay, so he got an 8 for insight, a natural 1, and he gets a 30 for deception, so he will a 30, because that's like, is that like the best you can get? You can probably, maybe you can get higher with like, you know, different like variants and stuff like that, like +1s and +5s or whatever. But can he deceive him enough that a natural 1 will work its way out and just kind of like she can just fade into the background and just he can just deceive left, right, and center? Because Lord knows he's gonna need it.
on an 8, you see poorly concealed tear lines on Laren's face. Like she didn't get them all, and she is clutching a locket that you know was given to her by Evandrin, your husband. You know that she and your husband were dear friends prior to his return to Avalier and becoming first knight prior to you. However, I will say this: as you notice, like, oh, Laren is in a state of deep emotion, and probably multiple of them. Before you can get a beat on any of them and do your like intense first night grilling, a fucking juggernaut of a 30 deception check comes wheeling in, and I'm gonna say the force of Nidus' personality completely directs the rest of this scene as Nidus moves in. What does Nidus do as you hear that from Xerxes?
Xerxes, I'm sure there are many things that we need to come together and speak about. Laren and I needed to come down to collect a few items before heading back up to meet everyone. I deeply apologize to the group.
No need. I understand. There's a lot. We all have many responsibilities.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's time for us to come together, Laren.
Yeah.
And I approach Laren, and I just, I kind of catch the little bit that you have missed. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Hey, look at me. I'm here for you, no matter what you need.
I think holding the locket might have helped the whole situation. Really,
Let's get everybody together. There's a lot to talk about, and we're ready.
I'm just, you know, I saw the locket and I got really emotional. You know, it's been such a long time. I think possibly I don't know when he died. It's been such a long time. You know, I didn't want to upset you, so I tried to wipe away the tears and hide the locket. But you know, it was a whole thing, and I didn't expect to see you right now. And you know, so it could have come to an advantage, I guess. But you know, the juggernaut, as you said, of a 30 deception, you don't even have to come up with that excuse.
Running out of time.
Laren. Another first knight of Avalier in this very chamber once told you, I'm here for you no matter what you need.
Yeah.
You move through the gate, and the party assembles at the Palazzo Porco.
Nidus just has this like sunburn of where the light is going through his fingers. Glorious!
Looking into Chernobyl.
I think you're the first person in history to shout that at a magical phenomenon and live, right? It's glorious! Oh, I'm totally fine. Okay, great. Good.
It's funny because I did like as you were describing, I was like, oh, it doesn't seem like it would be that loud. Like, but it's funny because then you realize in all those scenes it probably isn't that loud.
Yeah.
We hear musical score, but for them it's probably just like, oh shit, it's bright. It's so bright.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's just yelling because it's like, oh, the visual is loud.
Yeah, you're shouting over your own soundtrack. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Incredible.
That's what you need. You gotta have that internal music track. It's like that episode of Family Guy where Peter gets 3 wishes and he wishes for his own sound. I mean, to be fair, everybody can hear it, but everything he does has like a sound cue and a soundtrack to it. So when he's just jaunting down the street all happy, he's got this like happy soundtrack behind him. It's like that. Oh, it's beautiful. Like, dude, why are you shouting? Like, it's You don't have to do that. Can you not hear your own voice? Are you deaf?
You arrive back now. So, question to Pesha: do you think you would go to the IV table, or are you like the party's still very much going on? I would say, as a time check for all of you, it's probably about 10 p.m. right now, right? So you know, you're still not even over Kathmoira yet. There's time to do stuff, but like traveling and doing stuff and talking and all this has taken a little bit of time, right? Do you think you go to the Ivy table, or are you joining somewhere more private?
Yes, I think at this point it has escalated, and I want something even more secret, private. So I kind of like a question to you as well, DM. When the 8% of energy was sucked to teleport a little toy boat to another dimension.
Rude.
I don't like to
I was gonna say, look, a little toy boat. You know, this is my life's work. All right. Have you teleported a little toy boat using 8% energy? I don't bloody think so. All right. So, you do you.
Did we sense that? Was there like a little dip in the lights? Was there, you know?
I would say everybody
flicker,
here give me
no?
either an Arcana or a Perception. High DC here.
One more than the other.
Arcana or perception? Hang on, what's higher?
Why not let me know? Oh, it's a dirty 19. I mean, it's a natural 19 for a 32.
God, roads are wild.
32, and then
26 for Arcana.
26,
15.
15,
14.
14. For you, so on a 20.
He can see in ultraviolet. That's why.
In all fairness, Sarah legitimately saw 2 pupils in like just casually chilling around before he then decapitated him. I'm fairly certain he could notice a light flicker, tiny as it may be, or you know whatever might have been off with that he has noticed. If anyone, it would be him.
There is no obvious blip. The lights don't go out or anything like that. However, the Eyes of Avalier undergo a rigorous training to just feel magical auras and presences. And a couple feathers on the back of your neck stand up like you just walked into someone's aura, right? And on a 30 what? 32. On a 32, this accompanies feelings. This is the exact feeling you get when the city arrives at the intersection of 2 or more ley lines and switches directions, which you know you're coming up on an intersection, but it's not yet. So it's the feel of a big spell engine kicking up hits you, and you don't know what that could be.
Another event in a long list of things that are a little fucked tonight.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Somebody's salty.
I'm just saying.
He's kind of got a point. I mean, like I just said, he's decapitating invisible people. He's seeing creatures and beings in a goddamn mirror, and the mirror's smashing. The Raven Queen's champion has just shown up. He's getting feathers, kicking up on the back of his neck because he thinks something's up, and he's kind of like, it's kind of, do I even bother? Should I just go to bed? I think I might just go to bed. This night is too much.
Busy night.
You want a cracker?
Oh no!
Oh my God. Excuse me. Do you have a question?
Have we moved into the double Ivy room, or
Yes, right,
where?
As we walk up, I kind of flick my fingers a little bit and trace a little arcane symbol, and you see the lights dim a little bit in the foyer, and some colored lights start to fill the room, and like dancing spectral, almost like fireflies, and a wonderful dancing water show starts happening kind of in the middle
Beautiful,
from
darling.
the gardens. Once again, further to just put on a show to get people to look over there.
Yes.
Love it.
Nice.
As we slink away, once everybody, I can sense that there's no eyes really trying.
Yes, no
yes,
prying
truly, you've
eyes.
ensorcelled everybody here. The show is so captivating. You all adjourn to the Ivy table with everyone totally enamored of the spectacle of the evening. You have safety, security, and silence and are reunited.
Laren.
We did it. We did it. The astral layrite is up, it's functional, and it works. It works.
There's a few kinks, I would say.
With your own eyes, you saw this.
What's that thing?
This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah.
What's that thing?
Yes, what is this?
Oh God, where to begin?
And can we move things along? It's 10, and the beverage ball starts in about a half an hour, and it's something that I'd really like to get to. It's you don't go to the beverage ball? Oh, it's
In my early
Ew,
days,
it's
yes.
fabulous.
some of the sort of elite mages get together and they surprise each other. They turn, they bring chalices that have all been enchanted, and they can all turn one liquid into another liquid, and they just sort of trade them and surprise each other with what drink is it going to be? Is it going to be mayonnaise or
I'm
is it
trying to tell you.
Again, right, look. Just reminded me, like, it was like a deep locked away memory because it goddamn scarred me. But there was a game we used to play as a kid years ago where basically you would put on a blindfold. Sounds really dodgy when I'm saying it like that, but basically you would get different kind of sauces and liquids and stuff like that, and you would put it on a plate. Again, it's starting to sound a bit weird. It wasn't that bad, but there was this one disgusting thing, at least for me. It was called horse relish. Just saying it makes me cringe, and yeah, it's absolutely vile. But anyways, you would get someone to, like, you know, take your hand and dip it in some sort of sauce, and then, you know, put it in your mouth and just see, you know, if you hate it or not. That was the entire game. Like, it was basically self-torture unless, you know, you like that kind of stuff, or you like, you know, ketchup or mustard or mayonnaise or whatever ungodly liquidy crap is on that plate. You know, if you like it, then happy days. If you don't, though, it's disgusting. And that was always one thing that was always put there in... Oh, my God. I don't know if you've ever had it. Maybe you like it. I don't know. I do not. But that's just unlocked a memory of a very disgusting tasting thing. It's not even a food. It's just a thing. Nobody...
That I've mastered interplanar travel for our entire city, and you're gonna talk about a fucking juice bar?
I can be late. What is this? What is this interplanar travel thing?
The next great moment in Avalier's history is what it is.
Yes, but
The
the elite mages.
The bow.
Yeah.
That was the last piece. I needed something from another plane.
The liquids.
And it's attuned and it's attenuated and it works. And there's a problem with the energy. I need to speak to some. You are your site warden. You work for the Magisterium. I need to talk to them. I need to know why they changed something. The arboreal calyx came recently. It's 120 years old. It's new, and it's pulling my energy.
Can you just sort of back up and dumb this down for us? You
Yes,
know,
please.
when you talk like this, I lose track so easily. It's just please simpler words.
Could I try and recite to you what it sounds like you've said, that you have secretly developed a way for Avalier to travel to another plane
Yes.
The entire city.
as a city?
Yes.
Why?
But another plane, right? Does this mean they could technically travel to where the fallen gods and everything are, and the prime orders? Could they go there by accident? Because nobody wants that. I mean, one's already pretty much escaped. It was pretty much confirmed for me in the last episode that one of the gods possibly has escaped because the other gods can't even track it. Do you know what I mean? This could be. It's like if you unlocked time travel and people discovered time travel. That ain't good, because shit can go so wrong so fast.
Because it's stupid to waste your time trying to become a god so you can ascend to another plane. If we can just all go there, then there's no gods.
the only thing that truly separates us from them.
They're not special.
What's wrong with this plane? Why can't we just be here?
Nothing, but why are we limited to this plane?
That!
This plane's great.
We have
Everyone's
alcohol.
Happy and successful and
Bored, look at this distraction that they entertain themselves with.
I think it's lovely. Did you see the fondue?
I did, I saw it all.
Promise of Avalier was of exploration and knowledge gathering and growth, and I have dedicated my life. I've sacrificed so much. Others have sacrificed so much so that we could do more and learn more and
What
not.
do you expect to find if we were to go there?
I don't know.
Knowledge.
Did you know about this?
What plane?
Yes.
Any.
All.
Speaking from experience, other planes aren't that great.
I know you're from the Feywild, but we could.
Imagine the immense amount of resources. Knowledge, power, progression. We are simply limited here. The only thing that makes the gods what they are is that they have access to a whole nother realm of arcane potential. I have it on good authority that Aor is working on a weapon, something deeply destructive.
Surely there is like something else that separates the gods other than the fact that they can willy-nilly go to like different planes, because surely there's got to be absolute powerhouses, and they're all represented by, you know, like death, like knowledge, the moon, the sun, you know, different like astral things, you know what I mean? Like they all have a role to play. Surely that them being able to change planes is not the only thing that, you know, is an exception to everybody else. There's got to be something else. That would just be stupid. Come on.
I will not allow them to supersede us in any way.
You knew about this as well?
Yes. Yes, I did.
And you?
Of course.
Am I the only one who didn't know about this?
I didn't know about this.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to keep this from you. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
It's also much more glorious to boast when you've achieved something rather than watching it fail and disappointing others.
Be careful not to boast so soon.
Yeah,
An
I was
achievement
going to
like
say,
this,
you
once you start to tell people about it, then it's going to make us a target.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You have seemed distracted of late. I commend you on escaping my eye.
Thanks. I'm sorry. This is my life's work. And it worked.
Worked. You mean you know it will work?
No. I have sent
the
an object
tiniest object,
into another plane.
and it wasn't even like an organic
I
object.
came here, there's a problem only with the arboreal calyx takes its tithe, that stupid bit of energy we owe to the druids down in Cathwera. But it took more, and I don't know. I just have this feeling that either it's taking energy for someone or something that we don't know, or I wasn't privy to, which is bullshit, or it's some sort of stopgap to prevent someone else from attempting apotheosis.
The Magisteria was quite loyal to their long withstanding handshakes for people who are long gone.
Yeah.
Shuffled off of this plane. What good is loyalty to a dead person?
This can't be a coincidence. We need to catch you up.
What, did I miss something?
Too many coincidences.
Lots of them, yes.
I felt something, an arcane pulse. It's not my thing. But Vespin Chloris, the archmage who disappeared in Vasselheim, he presented himself to me in a private room through a mirror and said that we would not make it to the Wild Mother's embrace.
When? I was gone for like 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
You're always
Sometimes.
gone at the most important times.
Okay,
Do
listen.
you want to do this
personal-
right now?
This seems like it's
my
just...
wings kind of reach
Yeah.
around.
Let me
Larry,
go.
and try to just
Let me go.
not.
All I'm saying is, you're so focused on your own thing, as magnificent and monumental as it might be, but there's something going on in the city right now that actually matters to people, and you're just concerned with your invention, again, whether it works or not.
I go over and I pull a goblet off of the shelf behind a little mini bar in this room, and I walk over and I say, "Here, it makes whatever cocktail you want."
That's it. Distracted for hours.
Moira Cosmo.
I understand. Perhaps before we do that, though,
Fully kill him.
I'm gonna need help in connecting the dots.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
a bit concerned that this was able to succeed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. But the timing of it, mixed with our approach, and Vespin making himself known, does that not strike any of you as...
No, that's horrifying. I thought he didn't exist anymore.
And the warning that came with the Matron of Raven's champion.
Oh, the guy with the dog?
Yeah.
Come on.
It was a wolf.
He was like, "Ooh, bad things are coming. Ah, your
just bad
naivete.
things.
Ah."
Yeah, not just bad things, bad
worst
god
things.
things.
And your dreams. We cannot forget that as well.
Who else knows of your accomplishment? Who else knows of your secret project?
Yeah, who else have you told besides me and us?
We truly meant no disrespect.
You are the literal mouthpiece of the city.
Got a point there.
You
Keep a
can barely
secret.
keep your dick in your pants. I'm not convinced you were gonna keep a world-changing technological achievement.
You have no
fucking
idea.
secret.
You have no idea what secrets I've kept. For you.
Sure. Be vague, and I'll just be faker. We have other things to do right now.
Sam,
What secrets do you know? I want to know.
Deception. 32.
Oh my god!
You rolled like a 2 on the dice.
here's what I'd like. Hold on 1 second. Luis, give me an insight check.
Oh God.
Remember, I
10.
have my ring as well.
Ooh, shit. Everyone's got stuff to know stuff.
Everyone's got stuff to know stuff.
Deception check. This deception check was not necessarily for a lie, but rather just for something else. You, I will say this too. At the Ivy table, Sarah, you see the hallway that leads off to that like small chamber where that body was left. As you guys begin to put the pieces of this all together, it's very challenging because there's so much going on in the replenishment, even under the best of circumstances. With the addition of these, Sir Ilarez's dream, with the completion of the astral layrite, and the finding that like this against all odds, this apogee solstice, this particular convening of the spheres would see the possibility of a shift in the ley lines themselves, make the impossible possible for one precious moment. There is the matter of this infernal body in the other room of Vespin Chloris, the connection with the strange dream, the arrival of Pervon. All of this is leading up to something. And then there are other things that haven't yet had a piece of yarn put to them yet. The shuttering of the Hall of Prophecy, strange mindless friend showing up and asking for a favor that shouldn't have known about it.
Mola, you know, all of these things.
The Ring of Silver taking an active interest in this case. Avalar's a big city. There's a lot going on that's a problem, even without all being a conspiracy. But there is much at stake here. As the six of you sit at this table, coming into an awareness both of this revelation and then this very disturbing new information, you have time, as strange as that sounds. The apogee solstice will occur tomorrow. Whatever you're going to do needs to happen within the next 24 hours. That's your window of opportunity. And again, if you miss that, it's important to say, if you miss that window, it doesn't mean it never happens. It just means that it goes back from being possible to theoretical.
Oh, jeez, in 24 hours?
24 hours. Possible to theoretical.
Bryn,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, would I know just from my history with the library behind me any more strange instances on when the ley lines and the planes are this closely aligned?
Give me a history check with advantage.
With advantage. I just fucked my knee.
That's what that sound was. It's just pure death and rage right now in your head.
At the edge of the table. 22!
You remember the first time someone explained apogee solstices to you. It's a woman that you knew as a child.
Who is it though?
You don't remember her name anymore because nobody does.
Oh.
You are fucking kidding me. You learned it from her?
Right, that's right. We learned it from watching you, Mom.
Mom?
Mom?
Oh god, I thought she just
A beautiful woman.
dropped a massive spoiler there for a second, just casually. I would be terrible with that, by the way. Like, I would completely forget that some people aren't supposed to know certain things, and I would just be like, oh yeah, I remember, like, because this, and then, you know, I've just completely spoiled something that my DM was like, well, I mean, that was going to be a big reveal, like, you know, 7 chapters in, but you know, yeah, it's fine. It's fine, just tell them now.
And with raven hair, who was one of the greatest wizards you ever met, once told you what was possible on a given apogee solstice. The last time these solstices, there was an apogee solstice. There was some shifting of the ley lines of Exandria. Ley lines, again, for those here, I think you would all know this. They move around the meridian of Exandria. They are terrestrial by nature. They're the lifeblood of the magic of the world. To create and even hearing the name of the engine, an astral layrite, something that could take something truly of the world and move it to another dimension. But it all comes together when Laren's talking about what's possible, because at an apogee solstice, if the ley lines are shifting, anything's possible. The woman who told it to you mentioned it because there was she said she was working on something that in a few years' time might become possible. Apogee solstices occur about every 120 years.
20 years. Okay.
Well, it seems we need to come to a consensus with regard to what is important and what needs to be done, and what, of course, we can move to in when we feel comfortable and have time to do so. The Vespin Chlora situation is of course upsetting, but I'm not incredibly sure or clear on what we can do about it.
Sure, I can see that position. My concern, again, only looking on the outside from the knowledge that you've gleaned, is that the timing of it. This person trying to replicate what the Matron of Ravens was trying to do, and you creating a device that is taking advantage of this layrite.
To be clear, I made the layrite. I'm taking advantage of the solstice. Yes. Thank you.
Right.
I mean,
That.
I'm not
I listen.
That.
I'll also have a small nitpick here for Loquacious and Xerxes. As Sarah has just said, Vespin recreated the Matron's ritual. You know that's not true. He didn't recreate it.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's a slightly different ritual,
Right.
but ritually.
Yeah,
the same.
ritually.
Look, this is the time for people to make something happen, and we cannot be foolish enough to think that you're the only person that had the idea to, at this very time, take advantage of the magical energies and the thin veil between these realities. Others are doing that as well, and we've been warned about Vespin and what he's done, and we know that it has to do with the betrayers.
I want to celebrate
one of them
it
has
as
escaped.
much as the two of you, but I also don't want your moment to be spoiled because we have been unawares of interested parties coming in and taking this out from underneath both of you.
And they're coming. They tried to take you out.
They're here.
Okay.
So we know that something is amiss, and we know that something is coming for us, and we know that other cities are creating weapons. And I congratulate you for your beautiful achievement, and I share that ambition and that wonder about those planes and that exploration. But I'm put off by this so-called champion of the Matron of Ravens, who's come here to warn us and couldn't even utter the words of the betrayers. Because he was scared.
Pussy.
And that is precisely why I kneel to no God. Because the second you kneel to one of them, you kneel to them all. Something is here, it wants to threaten us, but we are the ring of brass. So gather your wits, gather your courage, gather your strength, and do the job that you know you need to do because this city needs us.
I mean, I can't imagine Loquacious being too much of a fighter. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he's an absolute powerhouse who just decided to become like a news anchor or whatever. But I just, out of all of them, I think he would definitely be the one that wouldn't want to fight. He'd be more like, well, ironically, because it's Sandler plays it, but he'd be more like Scanlan, who just, obviously Scanlan does fight, and Scanlan, you know, does have those moments of courage, but is just kind of constantly running away, trying to do anything other than fight. And also, yeah, I think she's more like about knowledge, like what not. I mean, she is is it a wizard or a sorcerer? One of them, but doesn't. I mean, obviously she knows magic and she's very talented at it, but it seems more intellect and just knowing things is more her speed. But then again, I have no idea how. I haven't seen anybody fight yet. We're almost 2.5 episodes in, and I've seen one guy being decapitated. Come on, that's not enough. I need to see at least 6 decapitations in this one.
Xerxes, can I implore you to set a guard outside of this room, and can I show the rest of the Ring of Brass this room?
And as you
so
say that, Xerxes is continuing this like monologue, and you start to feel his blood boiling, and all of a sudden, each one of you start to feel almost a simmering of your own blood, as if it starts to like, if passion and rage could be contagious, which I believe it absolutely is. You're starting to feel it invade you and start to simmer and like make your blood boil, and then it expands out of you a little bit, and you see this like cosmic dust start to swirl around you as you gain 19 temporary hit points. I'd like to use this as my inspiring leader, baby.
Hey.
19. That's
Damn.
That is
Crazy.
almost. That is.
Something's upon us.
14 temp HP amongst 6
Wow.
people.
And if it's coming, I say let it come. You were saying, sir?
I would like I would like to get your eyes on this room, the body. You have the knowledge of the arcane that I do not. And I would like to also go back to my offices at Cloudstone, re-examine Vespin's room, his items, see if there was anything else that we missed, and maybe I can bring those items to you, not just the bow, but perhaps something we didn't pay close enough attention to.
I'll help you however I can.
Can I lead them over to the room and ask for a guard?
Go to the room. You guys can absolutely just get a guard posted this room. You know, Pasha has people that can be posted up. You guys enter into the room. see this dead body, see the cracked mirror. I'm gonna you may roll Arcana, you may roll History, you may roll Perception, Investigation, whatever you want to roll. The best results will come from a religion check.
Cool.
+3.
Is this all of us?
All of you. You're all in the room. You can all.
Also, just saying, handled that with a with just a melee weapon. I didn't
Yeah, I'm
need
just
any-
saying, just one axe through it,
I
didn't
just
even
rolled
look.
a natural 20 for my religion check.
Oh, look at that!
Oh my god!
Who needs it?
That's a religion!
Go.
Come on!
Magic fingers.
Hallelujah!
There we go.
Realness!
Pally Daddy!
So.
Are they still rolling anyways?
Yeah,
I know.
No.
Like,
Just coast on
really,
that.
like, Can
Can we
just
coast on
listen
that
to-
nat 20?
Yeah.
If you want, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a 21 handling
Let's
check or
run
something.
that.
So realistically, you only
I
need
want to admire the like wet.
realistically, yeah, you only need one person to roll a natural 20, and then if they're sharing the information between all of them because they're all trying to figure out the same thing, then why else? Why even bother rolling? Unless you get 2 natural 20s and they can just combine their thoughts to discover even more information, or they both just come to the same conclusion. I don't know.
Work like right across the neck.
1,000,000%. So.
Oh god!
Oh god, no!
Too tired.
So, you all enter the room. Everyone starts looking. There's stuff to glean here. You can read some of this infernal. The mages of this place can find different stuff. Xerxes. Orange irises and bloodshot eyes. You look into the eyes of a dead man.
Who has seen hell?
Runes everywhere. You hear in your mind. It's not a comforting feeling. Nobody likes to feel like they're dreaming when they're wide awake. Oh, God. You see the infernal on his body, and you see the exposed injury. You're a healer. You know how you have lay on hands. You know what it. You're one of the only people here that can cure disease. So you know that if this man was still alive, that his body would be riddled with tumorous growths all throughout. And they're coming from the things that he has carved into his flesh. Infernal runes. Clerics have fallen out of vogue here in Avalier. What does it mean to draw power from a deity? It's complicated. What is the clerical version of a wizard's study? We all know that clerics draw their power from their gods.
Not all of them,
But-
clearly.
If the gods want power, why wouldn't they just grant their most powerful spells to any and all of their followers? Why are some clerics stronger than others? It's not arcana, it's not history, it's their wisdom. As clerics grow in a deeper understanding of the facet of reality manifested by their deity, they become more aware and attuned to those forces within the world and can wield greater magics. There is a limit to what is safe to grant a follower. But now, what if you weren't worried about keeping your followers safe? You look into this man's eyes,
Oh.
and a term floods into your mind. It's a term in infernal. It means puppet. It's a human so devoted to you that it's not even worth magically dominating them or charming them anymore. They just let you into their soul.
Yeah, they just do whatever you say.
And The word is Knauf. It's a word that hasn't been spoken on Exandria since the foundations of this world. The man you are looking at became a cleric of a betrayer. And he became a cleric of a betrayer looking at the speed of these growths maybe a little over 2 weeks ago. What would you do if you came back to the world after a long time away and nobody worshipped you and you needed to make some moves real quick? This is a mortal man that was forced to understand things that he was not ready for. Because
you don't say.
His master didn't need a servant. He just needed a puppet.
Wow. As Xerxes is processing all of this and seeing the wasted person devoted to who he was following and consumed by that devotion that was taken advantage of, he just kneels and traces the wounds with his finger and just spends a moment on those tumors and takes a closer look. Is there anything about that? Nothing is more familiar to me beyond what's been described. I've not seen this like this before.
This is all unfamiliar.
I'm going to point out the runes to those that are of an arcane understanding. I don't know if it's worth copying them down or understanding them better, but this is what I see has happened here, and I explained to them what I saw.
I've already copied them down, and you see kind of like thin, thin, like wisps of light kind of pour out of the runes and into the orb that is constantly floating around Paisha.
Very troubling.
2 weeks ago is when Vespin Chloris attempted his ritual, correct?
So you good?
Correct.
He succeeded. We need to proceed as though he was successful.
He was successful.
But he succeeded with what? Bringing...
What?
Not ascending.
No.
Bringing back...
Some sort of betrayer god.
They were locked away.
It's almost
don't
like I
even
said
know
that in the
what
last
betrayer
episode, am
gods
I
are.
right?
Do we have a running tally of these fellows?
Yes.
What are they for us? Are they're like,
They're betrayers.
yeah, they're just like like
They're not here.
from history.
Yeah. From history. Well, they've been sealed away.
Okay, great.
I mean, you live in an age where the prime deities walk Exandria openly, and their brethren. I mean, the schism is your creation myth, or not creation myth, but the myth following the creation. You know that what happened was there was a time in which the prime deities, in a world of strife and chaos, sought to give divine magic to their children, to mortals. And the primordials that had existed in the world, the elemental titans that had existed in the world prior to the arrival of the deities.
Yeah, they didn't want that.
Before the schism, there was not a distinction between prime deity and betrayer. No betrayal had happened. There were just the gods and the primordials. The gods fractured when divine magic was granted to mortals.
And they didn't like it.
The primordials rose up to correct that imbalance, and the betrayers joined the primordials against the cause of mortals.
In an effort to rule out the hope that Vespin did not somehow manually manipulate access for a betrayer god. Do we know in history, are there any instances of one of these gods breaking through into this plane, even if for a short time before being pushed back? An instance, an incursion.
I'm going to improvise an important piece of canon right now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So this is the
Or
first
so much
time this
so that
has
it's rare.
ever
The prime
happened.
deities were so thorough in sealing the betrayer gods away that the betrayer gods were not able to grant spells. The betrayer gods, the worship of them was completely fruitless.
Yeah, completely cut off. So then how? Oh, it's hurting my brain. Right, so if the betrayer god, whichever one has broken through, right? Basically, he got Vesper Clorin just shoved a bunch of knowledge into him, which is why he's so grotesquely grotesque in all of these tumorous, pulsating runes all over his body. But he said that this was more so the fact that he didn't even have to use him so much as a puppet because he was so invested in, wanting to please his god. I don't know which, like I say, I don't know which specific god has broken through, which one he was, trying to devote himself so highly to. But I'm just confused if they can't. There's never been an instance ever in history that a betrayer god has so much as gotten a pinky finger through into the realm. And no god has been able to contact, betrayer god has been able to contact, and no mortal who is just off his mortal coil has ever been able to, devote themselves to a betrayer god, because the prime deities made it so that it was completely cut off. There is no way. But then now there has been a way. He has done it. I'm so confused. Like, how has he gotten through to contact to a mortal where the mortal has done something not to ascend into godhood, but in fact to bring a betrayer god through from that realm into this one? Oh, it's hurting my brain trying to figure it out. God damn it.
Yeah, nothing. You got nothing, even if you wanted to.
There's one more thing I want to do with this body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to trace again with my finger the runes. And as I'm touching it, I'm going to on occasion infuse it with divine energy. I'm going to just spend a point of lay on hands on occasion, not to heal the body, but to connect.
What are you worried about? You're down there making engine.
As I trace all of those runes.
You connect.
So is he trying to connect back to try to see how these two things have happened?
I don't know what it means for someone to become as lost as this man was, to do what he did, to seek for who he sought for.
But who did he sought for? It is frustrating, man.
But you're a man with a lot of questions.
I mean, I got the dream at the beginning, but...
And I think that...
Is it that?
You understand.
Is it that
what
betrayer
it's like
god?
To feel lost.
Or was that just the look at the Calamity?
The eyes close, and this body, at least, knows more rest now than it did in life.
Having a moment. Gross.
I am of two minds. If we are amongst ourselves to admit that a Vespin Chloris succeeded in interacting with a betrayer god, it seems fitting that we either confirm this possibility by revisiting your reconstructed site, or we seek out some greater understanding of Xerxes' dreams by finding a prophet, or better understanding what is going on with the Hall of Prophecy.
Yes, I agree.
I admit I am not wholly ready to give myself over to this idea. and would like to better understand what exactly we are potentially dealing with before we start making decisions from a place of truth.
Just one, I don't have opinions. I just report. But just a theory to toss out as you were talking and you were talking. It's just a wild theory. It could be possibly totally wrong. But the betrayer gods can't come through. They're locked out. They can't get in here. They're stuck out, right? Mm-hmm. So and we know that this lady became the matron of ravens.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, and Vespin did the same thing. So, this betrayer god that Vespin has awoken or whatever wouldn't have to make the journey from lands beyond to get here, because Vespin would be the betrayer god. He would be here already. Doesn't have to go through any gate or anything, because he's gone through this ritual that makes him a god.
It's possible.
We would know. We would know if he had ascended, though. We knew when the matron of ravens.
How did we know?
Thought we had a feeling. We were like,
in the
one more.
in the blink of an eye, anyone who was standing in a temple to the previous god of death watched all of the names of that god be erased from the stone in front of them at the moment of her ascension.
But there is no knowing of the betrayer god, so there would be no one who knew if they changed.
Except here we have evidence of someone who was drawing upon their power and was receiving it, so the line of that is established here.
Loquacious, you're the one extraplanar person here. Give me an insight check.
On myself? I'm self-inciting?
No, I think you're inciting the world.
ooh.
I fucking love inciting the world. A 22, but if I fail, I can add a d4.
I love the offer every time. There you go.
If I fail.
Roll a d. You won't fail because you're on a gradient. So roll the d4 for me.
Hit that.
Okay, 24.
24. You're sitting here. You're talking about like, did this ritual work or not, right? All of your friends. You have powerful friends here in this room who have very specific functions within the city. Right now, for being not human, you're thinking about human nature. You're thinking about the nature of all beings. The gods are impossible to fathom, sure, but if they have wars, if they squabble and bicker with each other, how inhuman can they be? If there is a puppet here, it's indicative of a conspiracy. And a conspiracy exists to accomplish something that has not happened yet. So I think that when you're saying like the ritual, something happened, I think on that insight, that powerful insight check, you're pulling on the right thread. Something happened, perhaps something terrible, but the apocalypse, if the apocalypse happened, you'd notice it. Something is at work, but not finished. That is what your opinion is.
So, Loquacious is trying to figure out if, in fact, he didn't come through the veil, but Vespaclorin did, in fact, succeed in ascending, because how would they know? Because if someone ascends, then they forget about the previous one, so how technically would you know? Because they, in your mind, have always been whatever deity they have ascended to become. Alright? I think that's what he's trying to get at, right? So he did an insight check. But we know via the Raven Queen's champion that even the gods themselves know something is up, but don't know what it is, which has never happened before, because I'm assuming the gods are like, omnipotent, omnipresent, all that different crap, all the omnis. So if they don't know, that's what's freaking them out. Do all of those know? Because I can't remember which ones were with him at the time that he said it. I'm pretty sure. I think Seret was there, and the knight, the paladin. Goddamn, I forget his name. But I think that them two were definitely there, right? when they were talking to him, and obviously he was explaining. Oh no, I think Loquacious was there as well, right? The fact that the gods know, like, possibly that something has came through. So yes, this wasn't the big thing. This was a small part of a much bigger plan to, of course, get to the Calamity, which we are trying to get to. Because, you know, it's like metagaming where, like, you know full well, like, something's happened, but obviously your character would not. And I know obviously they're all trying to play through to this narrative to get their characters to know what we possibly already know. So it's kind of that trying to find that balance of, like, is it the characters that don't know, or do they not know, or do I not know? I'm so confused. What do I know? What do I know? What do I not know?
As you try to put the pieces together,
it's hurting my brain, dude.
Sarah
Trying
is
to
right.
figure this out.
An infernal cultist came to the palace of the Keeper of Scrolls in Avalier. But that cultist came to do something, which means that something needed to happen.
As he is saying that, charmingly, a lot snaps into place for Paisha as well. How the fuck did this motherfucker get in?
Yeah.
Is
How
there
did
like
he get
something
in?
I can do to like check? How did he? I'm assuming that I would have
Yes, do you know, like,
so
security
many things set
cameras
up in
or
terms
anything?
of, like, you know, warning signs,
yeah.
breach points, zones of truth, you name it.
You have divining stones.
Divining
you
stones.
go back through a divining stone effortlessly, and look through.
Yeah. Looking at my smart home.
Looking at your smart home.
iPad.
On the nest.
It's on the next. Yeah, I'm looking at all the recams.
Yeah, right.
But he was invisible.
A Hadmadad
Not that it helped
walked
with
down this hallway.
my dude Serad.
It was not in the livery of the Golden Scythe. It walked down. It walked down this hallway and never came back out. It never came back for the whole party up to this current moment as you're recording. You do a quick scan of the hallway. There's no Hadmadad anywhere, but you see just the corner from where one of your divining stones can catch it, the Hadmadad opening the door to this room.
Right.
And that Hadmadad had come as a porter carrying a gift of Dean Lycretia Hollow.
Wait.
This bitch.
Wait.
The walk sign is on.
Carrying a gift of DNA. Wait.
So when Lycretia Hollow showed up, she had a Hadmadad with her carrying
Yes.
a gift. That Hadmadad put the gift down, and being a Hadmadad that no one would care to follow or look at that much,
Went
wandered off, walked into this room, and that's
Was
the
never
last
seen.
you see of it, and you're in this room, and it's not in here. But there was an invisible cultist in here.
And that was the one because I caught out of the corner of my eye when I was doing my detect thoughts, and it went.
No, different one.
Different one.
That one's still disanimated.
That one doesn't.
If invisibility is a second level spell and disguise self is a first level spell. That cultist was disguised as a Hadmadad and walked in here. And then when he got into the room, cast invisibility on himself and was waiting for the right moment.
To get
But the right moment
decapitated,
never came
apparently.
because he got his throat
Hey, my man.
Senior Site Warden.
We got by cantrips, baby.
You got caught by cantrip. You hate to see it.
Fundamentals, you guys. Fundamentals.
So
They have good
Hollow.
fundamentals.
Dean Hollow?
Just think about all the shit you've gotten
Dean
away
Hollow.
with as third level characters. You know what I'm saying?
It's under
Dean
Paisha's
Hollow.
list.
Where is Dean Hollow?
Where is? So I'm gonna
Enemy
go
throne of
over.
Necromancy, Archmage of the Ring of Silver.
Yes, I'm gonna go. She was the one who brought in. She came with Corvan.
Yeah.
Or she had invited Pervon and then openly mocked him in the
This
What,
thing.
and we all applauded.
Because it was pretty dope. It's some
pretty
solid dunks.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go over. I'm imagining this room. I'm adding shit to canon as we go. Has like one of those like big panorama windows, like CEOs have in their like upstairs offices, looking over their warehouse, looking at their like worker minions. I imagine I have that in the house, and I'm looking over down into the foyer area, can I clock Dean?
You see, there was a woman, Madara Glyph, was talking with her all night, but you don't see Lycretia Hollow anywhere here.
Well, we can go talk to who was talking to her and ask where she went.
How does our telepathic link work? Any of us can jump in and send a message, or just you can hit any of us?
Yeah, I'll bring that shit back up. Rary's telepathic bond.
Cool.
Everyone can talk to everyone, and you can like
For how
silence
long?
it.
It's over any distance.
Yeah,
Any distance.
It's a good spell.
it's a
long is
really
that
good spell.
Is that an hour or is that more than that?
It's an hour, but I can ritually cast it again and again and again.
Solid.
Okay.
Let's maybe keep that up.
So wait, okay, and
Only take
this is above the table, Marisha talking to DM. The one that I saw, the Hamadad that went boof.
That was one of that was a different one. That was one of Nidus's. So basically, what
Nidus.
happened is
I knew it was Knight something.
that one disanimated for reasons you still don't understand. But you heard that one saying Gordranus over and over again. This was a private one of Lycretia's, and that's putting that together in your head. You're like, now you don't know if Lycretia knew or not, but a Hadmadad in her employ walked in with a gift, put the gift on the table, walked down a hallway without being ordered to, opened a door, let itself in a room.
Where's the
Oh
gift?
god, yeah, where is the gift? What was the gift?
Did she bring?
Receiving room.
Yeah, where's this? Is there a big table with gifts?
You said the Hogmadon had the
Like
gift,
a
right, when it came in?
I brought you a Keurig.
We need to go see if that gift is an actual gift or if it's something that's gonna go boom.
I made a donation on your behalf. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to.
I also don't think it's important, but I point out to Nidus the core of the Hamadad that just has the glyph that looks like it's missing.
You don't put your proprietary technology. You have a technology that keeps their engines in the.
We keep the engines, the energy is stored at the scythe and fed out.
I learn more every day.
How difficult is it, Nidus, to tamper with one of your Hadmadats?
Someone would have to be in the guild hall.
Someone would have to be in the guild hall.
Oh wait, no, Nidus wasn't. Sorry, I'm just going back to that bit. Nidus wasn't there, right? It was Seret, Loquacious, and the Paladin. Did I say the Paladin last time, or am I just getting mixed up in my own head? I probably am, but I don't think Nidus was there because he went down to the heart and did that whole teleportation thing. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
But
It doesn't
I
matter.
mean, once again, just the coincidences, which I hate them. Had this little infiltrator.
Yes, master of the Sphinx.
The guild hall is relatively empty. It was not the Sphinx who did majestically during the Parade of Beasts. The guild hall is relatively empty at this current time, but I was just there before meeting up with Laren, and my man Alexander is there, and did not mention any sort of tampering or the like.
Let's go find this gift.
Yes.
Let's go find this hollow
Great.
and see what we can see.
Go from there.
All right.
Incredible. There is much that you have all discussed doing. Finding Hollow, finding the gift. You have mentioned the Hall of Prophecy is returning to Cloudstone. There is much to do in precious little time.
This is going to be a break.
As all of you stand from your seats at the Ivy table, outside,
Or no.
you hear
Oh, was he right?
the fireworks extravaganza. has
Oh,
begun.
never mind. Oh, he got me so good.
The fireworks extravaganza! The
Oh.
extravaganza started! And that's where we're going to take our break, folks.
It is okay. God damn it. You got me so good. Alright, everybody, that is going to be it for this episode because, you know, it just seems like the perfect time to stop. So, we are officially about halfway there because I'm pretty sure that's when they take the breaks anyways. But, yeah, we're 2 minutes and 12 seconds. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Fucking hell. We're 2 hours and 12 minutes into the episode and it's about 4 hours and 40 minutes. So, yeah, we're about halfway there. Absolutely loved this episode. So much has went on, and it's hurting my brain. I'm trying to theorize things that I think's gonna happen. Like I said, it's all about that metagaming, because like I'm on obviously the outside, as are they, but their characters are going through all of this separate stuff, and some of them know things others don't, and you know, you can't pretend that your character knows just because you've heard other people's characters having these conversations, but you know as a person, but your character doesn't know because they weren't there. So it's confusing at times to remember like what you should know and what your character should know, you know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely loved that episode. I'm so intrigued, man. This whole, like, the big question right now for me is which betrayer god has gotten through the veil in what their next move is, because like he says, this was more so like, this isn't the apocalypse, this isn't, because they said they'll never get to the wild, was it the Wild Mother's embrace? I think that's what Bess McLaurin said. So if they won't get there, that means like he's like God, I forgot his name, Jesus Christ. Like you said, it's going to be happening in the next 24 hours. That's when everything needs to go down, because that's when they're about to descend, and then, you know, stay there for a month, whatever it is, then, you know, ascend. But they're supposed to never get there. So everything needs to happen, and everything needs to be sorted. Ooh, God, it's hurting my brain to think about. Someone mentioned in the last one that he's Brennan, which is the name I forgot, Jesus Christ. Brennan is so good at like building things up to a big climax, and also apparently building things up to completely ruin your expectations of, oh my god, you were right, it is a bomb. No, never mind, it's just fireworks, which was hilarious. But yeah, he's really good, and loads of people were saying, loads of you guys were saying that when you go back and you rewatch it and you just see just all these little things that Brennan's doing that are like building up bigger plot points that are going to be happening later on down the line. And obviously I don't get that yet, because I would have to rewatch it after, you know, knowing everything that's about to happen. But apparently he's a master at doing that. So I'm trying to catch and listen to every little thing that he's saying, and it's so difficult, and I love it because it's a challenge. But yeah, absolutely love it. But like I said, I'm so glad to be back. I obviously really enjoyed my holiday, but I have missed making videos, and I'm going to try and make a couple of these episodes in a row, because, you know, like I said, it's been like 3 weeks since I made the last one, and I feel really bad for making you guys wait this long for the next episode if you guys have been waiting for it, because Lord knows I absolutely hate it when I watch a YouTuber and I'm really enjoying the series that they're doing, and they go on a break or they do something and they haven't made one for so long. It does get frustrating when you're trying to wait. So again, I do apologize for that, but like I said, life unfortunately gets in the way, and sometimes you just I don't have time with work and everything to make these videos. But we're back, and I'm going to do my darndest to keep to a good schedule for you guys. But thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy this episode, and I hope you cannot wait for the next episode, because Lord knows I cannot. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does help massively, and I do massively appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.